I will, while we're waiting for some people, I will share the link as well. And Abstract Angels, hi girls, if you see us, super happy to see you. And I will send it to Abstract Streamers, also link, and to my favorite groups with my favorite peeps as well. And yeah, why not? Okay, we started. This is a live stream, guys. You can see it on X, on YouTube, and on Abstract at the same time. Yes, we are live. Everything is good. Let me also. If you see this in recording, I probably already put timing in the description, so you can just check questions that interest you. Maybe it will be comfortable for you. Grab some coffee. Do you like to watch YouTube videos or podcasts, by the way? Tell me.
Yeah, I love YouTube. At one stage I was quite addicted. It's just like you can learn so much from it nowadays. Like anything you want to do, anything you want to learn, there's just so many amazing people out there, that you can just take the knowledge right there. All you need is a phone, right? So it's just a case of being interested and wanting to learn. So yeah, I love YouTube. So yeah.
What kind of video you watching? Is it professional, or, for example, I like to watch videos about life in general. Something just people rambling, talking about their situation, something like that. What about you? While we're waiting for everyone.
Yeah, I mean, I love watching, let's say, instructional videos, teaching you about marketing, teaching you about running a business, things that I'm genuinely interested in, and it's just it's crazy how much amazing content there is out there, so mostly I try at least not to watch stuff that is just pure entertainment, but something that I actually learn from at the same time. I had a period in my life where I was watching a lot of, let's say, videos about the world in general. I was planning out all of my trips. I'm quite the globetrotter.
You travel a lot.
Yeah, travel videos, travel vlogs and stuff like that. It's you can really learn a lot as well before you go somewhere. So I was doing my bucket list of places I want to go and visit. So yeah, I was watching a lot of those, but in general, I try to watch videos that I take something out of. But yeah, it's pretty cool. We are very lucky, that's for sure. Like when you really think about it, we take things for granted, but honestly, we are just so lucky to have this direct access to the smartest people in the world, right? So it's quite amazing, actually.
That's pretty cool that you just said, because recently it became a tradition for me. I at the morning just grab my coffee and I watching usually videos about marketing right now, and I do my like this show Born to Build from people who interest me and about topic that like super interest me. So today we will talk about like your project, and I think you do it so good. You're really brilliant at what you're doing, and I never saw you in any trenches. When, for example, abstracts started to grow, I see a lot of founders like they are jumping on abstract, and the same was with many blockchains. They just jumping from chain to chain, and that's what happening usually. I see it very often, or some like huge like news appear, and projects started to talk about this or that. They like not focused on themselves, from what I see. And you never on the trenches. You build on your own, and how you actually doing it? Like I never saw you like super much communicated with some influencers, or something like that. You just building, and it seems so strong. How it possible?
Oh man, I mean, it's first off, it's not easy. You see everything that's going on around you, and you see all of these bright, new, shiny things popping up left, right, center. And the first instinct is you want to jump on them as soon as possible, right? But one thing I've learned in life is that if you're chasing the meta all the freaking time, you're never actually gonna catch it, because you're always gonna be late, right? So what we decided at Boogas is that like we're trying to create our own meta. We're trying to see in the future and decide, okay, what do we actually need to achieve that goal, right? So we looked at the end goal, and then reverse engineered it and kind of decided, okay, we need this and this. And then all of those bigger tasks, we dissected into smaller ones, and that's how we're kind of progressing, So we know that over time, if we could keep doing X, Y, and Z, other things will happen. So
How
a lot
how
of
you
the
know?
times, how do I know? It's just based on other brands. It's based on, let's say, the knowledge that we got from others that we have learned, I guess, or we just using metrics from other people, things that actually worked IRL. And yeah, we kind of just taking the data and knowing that it will work. We're kind of pushing through. A lot of the times people do the right things, but they don't do them long enough to actually see the results that they would like, right? So like staying consistent and staying patient is something super, super paramount. Like I could not stress that enough. So, we don't have 100% guarantee. You never do, right? But if you've got the right ingredients, let's say you're starting a restaurant, right? Like if you've got an amazing chef, if your food is absolutely spot on, if your waitresses are amazing and everything is just 10 out of 10, even if you don't have that initial interest from hype and influencers that could put, a whole line on day one in front of your restaurant, like if you keep doing consistently top level service, eventually those people are going to come and your whole restaurant is going to be packed. So it's different ways of doing it, but it's just a case of giving the right product, and then gradually as well growing the audience. Obviously you need attention. Web3 is an attention game. If you don't have attention, you've got nothing. So we're taking the steps now to do that, after actually creating that base layer, that core of people that are here for the right reasons, right? Because like if you try to jump over certain steps, you'll just get people that are just coming there, let's say, for the incentive. However, like the way we're doing it, like I feel like we've got quite a good core and quite a lot of people that genuinely want to see the brand succeed. Like I get DMs from people saying, even if they don't interact with us, they are saying like, oh, you're doing an amazing job, keep at it, everyone sees it, and we respect you. So getting that time and time, not just from one person but from many, it's quite reassuring. And at the same time, I'm trying to remain humble in all of this, because I know that we're not even on day zero, right? Like this is day zero, we're still here, even though we are 2.5 years in. And it's pretty crazy that you can be 2.5 years in and still be at such an early stage. So, plenty to show, plenty to do, and I'm excited for the journey. But I'm not sure if I answered your question there, to be honest.
Oh, good. It's good. You can do it in your way, and it will be right. Because we're here to learn from successful people how to do, and we need to learn. The best therapy. It's always when psycho heals psycho. When you just talk with another person who like have a different experience, and you naturally learn from it. So if you feel right to answer in some way, it will be right for us too. And I want to say, just remember to everyone, guys, future or like current colleagues, because we all here growing, right? Maybe in the future we'll like working together as a co-hosts or as like NFT founders, something like this. Let's make this stream as much useful as possible. So if you will have some questions, please ask, because this is an amazing opportunity to talk with a person who actually know how to build community. And for the most interesting questions, if we will have some really good questions, we will give away guaranteed whitelist in future Booga collection, right?
Yeah.
So you just told us about your unique way, and sorry if you can hear cars on my way.
No worries at all. It's
Awesome.
real. It's real,
That's cool. Okay, so so you told us about your unique way, how you build it, on your own, and that it's not easy for you. But can you like just tell for everyone who may be new in with your project, what is your mission? How you can describe your project like in few words, and what is it? Why you decided to build it? Because definitely I can see it from you, how you behave in this space and in general. It's not your first business, definitely. You're like successful person before this NFT project. That's what give you confidence, maybe. So yeah, why you decided to build it, and what is it?
Like to summarize my life, like I've had a good life. I can't complain. I'm not the youngest. I'm 39 years old almost. Like as a lot of people out there, I had my bucket list. I had things that I really wanted to do in life. I managed to tick them off. Unfortunately for me, like my ambition and my drive is pushing me further. Like I constantly want more, which is a good and a bad thing, I guess, because you never really you're constantly pushing forward. I guess it's good, but I got to a stage in life where I really wanted to do something that I could be truly proud of. Like making, let's say, money is one thing, but it doesn't necessarily mean that at the end of the day you're like, okay, I built this. I built something that I'm truly proud of, right? So that was one of the main missions for me left that I wanted to do. I was lucky enough to get approached by James, who is the co-founder at Boogas, an amazing individual, and that really makes building Boogas realistic. Like I can't imagine even trying to do this all by myself. It's just there's the amount of work you have to put in is immense, and we greatly interact with each other. We've got the same vision and just good vibes. So I've spent more time with him over the last 2.5 years than I did with my wife and my family, probably. And fun fact, I've never met him in real life, right? So like we do obviously talk a
Oh,
lot.
for real?
Yeah,
That's
for real.
interesting. Oh my God. How you guys met each other, and how you started to trust each other to build something together. How
That's the fun fact about Web3. You have a lot of people as well, probably that you've never met, but you trust, right? Because you know that their reputation and kind of this what they stand for means a lot, right? So you have that sense of trust, right? Because you know that someone will not risk, let's say, their reputation for a few dollars, right? So, and
Yeah.
plus on top of that, we're, you know, fully incorporated, so like we know everything about each other, and we've got all of the documents in place. And you know, I would stress that that is a very important thing to get right, is having all of your trademarks, legal aspects, IPs, and all of that sorted before you actually start moving forward. Easily taken away from you, or you know, people can take advantage of you. So definitely something to think about. But going back to your question about Boogas, you know, when we started, we you know, thought about, okay, what do top Web3 brands actually have in common, right? Like the top Web3 brands. One is they're original. Their art is spectacular, you know, something unique. It's inclusive, right? And also they have really strong communities, right? So the art and the community is something that is super powerful in this space. I guess, you know, like if you're not building a community, I honestly do not see why you'd want to build in Web3, because that's like the best aspect of it. So, you know, otherwise you're just trying to extract money from Web3. But, you know, like that was what we wanted to do. So we came up with an original concept, you know, caveman in modern day times. We wanted the story to be relatable, you know, and we truly believe that in a few years' time, most people around you, IRL, you know, will wake up to this new world where, you know, technology, robotics, and, you know, everything has evolved so much that they need to adapt or they're going to get left behind, you know, so they're going to be feeling like these modern day cavemen. So, you know, that's the story behind it. That's why we wanted to be at the perfect place, perfect time. And I really feel like we've got a massive shot at it to be there. So I'm excited for the future. And so like everything we're kind of building at Boogas is geared towards the long run, right? So that we actually can build these awesome products that we want, right? So having inclusive artwork, a relatable story, and having exclusive products that go together with the brand, right? Because that's something that I learned in life. It's much easier to build a sustainable business if it's focused on people actually with money and not, you know, let's say the average Joe. So yeah, so that's where we are. You know, we want to bring fun, we want to bring entertainment, and at the same time we want to bring top line and products that will go hand in hand with the brand. So there's going to be the Web3 side, you know, gamified, even everything that we're doing, we're trying to weigh. You know, we're not planning just a regular mint. We're not planning just like stuff, kind of taking the harder route, right? Even started, you know, we thought, okay, just JPEGs, and not really. So then we went, okay, animation, and then fully animated 2D characters, and then okay, do we just want the caveman, or do we want more characters, right? And I'll give you some alpha. There is more characters, so it's basically more collections in one. So, you know, I'm pretty excited what we actually managed to create here, you know, and I really believe that people will start to pay attention more. We just need to be persistent, you know, determined, and show our core values in the whole process. You know, it's one thing to achieve your, let's say, short-term goal and lose yourself in it. That's not something that we wanted to do. We wanted to remain fully connected and, you know, rep our brands the way we want to, right? So we don't want to lose ourselves in it. So yeah, I think we're doing pretty fine for now.
You do it, and I see a lot of people like they writing on the abstract, and here Ooga Booga, like they all writing this stuff, and I don't understand how you made them to write all this, and they writing it all the time. I see Booga on my timeline like constantly. How you like, what is it, your personal energy, it's your like project that bring value to these people so much that they want to talk about it? It's, is it your SoFi program right now, when you actually take care about creators from the side that you know, we all know that we are not just, you know, creating content. Of course we enjoy it, but we also need to earn money, you know, on it. So you take care about your community even from this side. So what is it for you, like what's the main factor why people like so bullish or
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's a culture that for it to form, you need time, dedication, and it needs to be fun, right? So we're trying to give all of the ingredients to make that happen. And again, you know, consistency, persistence, and, you know, being patient, right? So again, nothing happens overnight. It's a case of, you know, repeating it over and over again, you know, until people actually, you know, it becomes second nature to them, right? And at the same time, you know, we notice how important the attention game is, and also a fun and interaction. So that's why we created our own DApp, you know, for the SoFi campaign, because that's something that we will be keeping alive throughout the whole project. So it's not our SoFi campaign that is live now for a few weeks. It is something that we will have active throughout the whole time, just so that, you know, people that are, you know, spotlighting Boogas, people that are allowing us to grow, and, you know, let's say are repping us the right way, get rewarded for it, right? It's like, say, karma and points, you know. What you give, you get back. So there needs to be a system out there to make people, you know, kind of continuously interested, and so that they get appreciated, right? So, and at the same time, so that you stay visible on the timeline as well, right? Like a lot of projects, they mint out, and that's it, right? Like they go to the cave and they start working on their master plan. Then, you know, 1 month, 2 months later, you know, everybody forgets about them, and then they release the product and they're like, hey, this is what we created, and there's nobody there, right?
yeah,
So
it's happening all the time. I see this
exactly,
all the
exactly, right? So, you know, the way we're doing things, we will have like a steady flow, and you can see the best brands doing it as well. I
time.
call it the attack and retreat meta, where you kind of, you know, focus, you attack, and then you retreat a little, attack again, retreat, attack, retreat, but you're constantly feeding something, you know. You're not like you're going away and hiding. You're constantly kind of there, you're constantly visible, and you're constantly announcing the next thing, right? So like the minute you finalize something, you already have to have the next thing rolling out, right? So it's I think it's pretty crucial to be doing that. And, you know, it's a game, right? At the end, you know, like trying to organize all of that on the timeline, and it's not easy, you know. Very few projects get it, and you know, at the end of the day, we don't need to be, let's say, achieving, like being number one all the time, or we don't need to be constantly, you know, let's say the most visible, but it's just a case of not losing that intention entirely, right? I think that's super important.
What do you think, like, from your perspective, what is more important, like, do people really understand the idea of your product, right? Because even I see on the time, like all the time, founders can't even explain what their idea, what they are building. For them, it's like, you know, complicated. You start asking questions, they like lost in the answers about their own project, or like make people really have fun, and it's more about energy of the project. Like again, I see a lot of people like Ooga Booga, Ooga Booga, Ooga Booga. Should you just create something fun and make it like, like in people's minds all the time, like they know that they will go on your, like, Telegram, for example. You building community on Telegram, that's pretty interesting, by the way. Why not Discord? We will talk about it later. But they know what they need to say, like Ooga Booga, or like you need to explain them idea of your project, or do it like, all together. Like what's the main thing for you in it?
You know,
Or you
like
just show yourself all the time, because I know that you are never take days off. You show yourself all the time, and that keeps them together. Like what is it?
yeah, I mean, again, there's no one thing. I think it's a case of having a few different layers, and we have different people in the community, right? Like we have a lot of amazing people that are not necessarily active all the time, but they are there. They're supporting, right? Like there's a lot of builders, a lot of really, really cool people in the community already that own baby boogas, but they are, let's say, not on the timeline all the time because they don't have the time for it, right? But they feel a part of the community, like they want us to succeed. So that's the super goal. So like you would have different people inside your community and then different things that kind of motivate them, right? So, and you need to have, let's say, a wide spectrum of everyone, because you need just different people, right? And inside a community, some people that will open up certain doors, that will make the right connections, others that love being on the timeline all the time, on X 24/7, and they're posting all the time, right? And then it's just a variety, it's a nice mix. But I kind of drifted away from your question there. And could you just remind me the question, please, again? What was the question?
Yeah, how you build this communication with your community? Should you like actually explain them every your step and what you building, or it should be like more fluently on the energy? Like how?
Yeah, so definitely the energy and fun. I think that it spreads, right? It's like wildfire. If you're bringing good energy, good vibes, people want to be a part of it, right? Like there are certain things about humans. We as humans, we love to be a part of a movement. We love to be a part of the community of people that appreciate the same things, right? So then you feel good about yourself. You've got people that you can relate to, right? I guess that is one of the reasons why football fans are so strong and so passionate, right? And football fans can be from all over the world, but they will still understand each other because that football brings them together. So
Yeah.
one of the things that we want to do, that we're working on currently, is the Booga Heights is not going to be a community only for boogas. We want to
Yeah,
turn
that's really
into
interesting.
we want to make a community of communities on X for NFT believers, and it won't matter if you're from that community. It's a case of bringing people that are fans, same as people are fans of football, into one place, and being the, let's say, a project that is in charge of it, right? So it's a pretty, if we manage to achieve it, it's a very, let's say, hard task. And we need to teach people as well new ways, because a lot of people don't even know that there is such a thing as communities on X, right? So you
I
know
recently tried it, to be honest. Okay, I decided like I need like my people on my page are so different, and that's why I really love what I'm doing, because I all the time I have someone to talk. I have something to have fun. I have something to do this. But I created a chat. Okay, so I tried, like everyone created a chat, a chat of my drunk space that I do every Friday, and I see my people don't match with each other. They match with me, but they literally have nothing to talk about with themselves, because they're super different. So I decided, okay, maybe it's a good idea to create community, but I didn't understand how it's work actually. What should people post there something, or should they have like some purpose? Should it be like gamified with some token or something like this? Tell me about this, because you have 3K people in your community.
So we have, let's say, found the magic ingredients, I feel like, for an X community. So like the way I see an X community working is not everybody posting inside of the X community, because that doesn't work and it will not work. I see it as let's say, like a launchpad, like a place where dope people post and brands post for the masses. So let's say you join it, not to, let's say, be particularly active posting into that community, but just to have it like almost like an ETF, let's say for different stocks or etc. It's kind of like a place where you can get various different information about NFT projects, NFT brands, and you know that the content there can be trusted because it's run by brands that have got a good reputation, right? So if NFTs have a big comeback in the future, let's say,
you don't see they came back right now.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not there yet, right? We need more people. It's kind of feels like it's the same people over and over again. So let's say I'm talking like massive scale. Let's say, like, I don't know, 50% of the people in the world own NFTs, that kind of crazy amount. Like, go back to 2001, 2021, 2022, when it was really crazy and you had no idea, who the teams were, what the projects were. It was just like mayhem, different times, obviously. However, if you had a place that vetted the projects, that actually, did their due diligence, so it would be like a launchpad where you'll be able to spotlight projects. You'd be able to do marketing through this community, right? Actually, get paid. So it could be a source of income as well, right? So it's quite like, if you had, like, let's say you had 100,000 NFT enthusiasts, believers in there, that's quite a big market. If you'd want to, let's say, do a launchpad for another project that ticked all of the boxes and they needed marketing, they needed to be, let's say, to gain some attention, you could do a marketing campaign for them through the community as well. So like, there's a lot of, let's say, options. And one of the awesome things about X communities is that the notifications are opt out and not opt in. So everybody that joins your community automatically gets notified when you, not post everything, but when you pin it. So you can do one post per 24 hours where you pin it up top, and then all of the community gets notified about it. So it's pretty, it's quite a powerful, let's say, tool if used correctly. One thing that it's definitely not good for is just plugging your posts. Like most X communities that I've seen how they operate is just a place for people to put their post, plug it, and that's it, right? That obviously doesn't work. So, it's again, it's not easy to create and foster, but like the Telegram is going to be for the Booga holders, or let's say for the Boogas, and the X community is going to be something much bigger. At least that's how we envision it, right? Just to grow it over time and just get it bigger and bigger through different collaborations, and by giving some of it away even to our different collaborators, and having, let's say, a smaller piece of a bigger pie rather than having something small for us. So it's quite an interesting concept. Yeah, I think no one's really doing it at the moment. yeah, it's a big opportunity, but we'll see how it kind of evolves. I've seen some new ones pop up, so we'll see how they manage and what they actually want to do with it. But yeah, like the biggest NFT community it's not big at all, and it's got nothing interesting in it. So if you had a lot of, let's say, if you had a lot of challenges, if you
I
had
I
a lot,
got it. That's actually brilliant what you're building with your community because yeah, I got it. So it makes sense for people, right? Because they trust you, so they will go on your page and will check what project you're working. And also it's interesting for content creators. You know what's new, they can check it there. They can create content, and if they are your holders, they can also earn from it and something like that. And it's interesting for you because you basically you can work not only as an NFT project, but you can work also as an agency. That
yeah,
is like win-win-win for everyone. So
yeah.
that's pretty cool that you are building. But
Just, just
tell me.
adding, just adding to that, like imagine if you're a creator and you have 100 followers and you're really good, right? Like imagine how awesome of a platform it would be for your top creators as well. You could, by plugging his post into the community, he would get loads of views, and if he's really good, it would really boost him and allow him to grow a lot faster, right? So that's another concept.
Yeah, that's interesting. But tell me, please, so many questions I have for you, to be honest, and we have not much time, but it's super interesting to talk with you. Tell me, please, you know what? Mm, I had a question in my head, and I have so many questions. I'm so sorry.
Don't worry about
Yeah, yeah, like probably when you started doing something, and I judge by myself, it's you make it fluently. You just make it because you want, you see the voice in you, and you just making tweet because something came to your mind. Then it's become like work your profession, and you can't be the same person anymore. You need to change yourself, and you need to build content plan. You need to working with small audience, it's not the same as working with big audience, because like not like people are different, and you need to and from one side, you're like a person that they know. From another side, sometimes I'm in shock that they don't know nothing about me, and you need to like constantly repeat about yourself to your audience, like I do this because of that. You need to build storytelling right now, when you grow and you start to make storytelling for your people, to remind them why you do this or this. So I definitely like feel like when you grow in on the level of the founder, you are on another level of planning. And tell me how to not overthink about, how to not think about like your plans too far, to not stop yourself because oh my
it.
god, it's too huge or something, and actually build something and have this plan, for communicating with people. Like, is it clear question? Do you
Yeah, I fully understand where you're coming from. Yes, it's easy to start overthinking, and people do that, and then they question, okay, should I post this or not? And then they don't, and they've got loads of, let's say, posts in their drafts, and which they never actually post. Like the way that I'm kind of going about it. Is I've got a lot of things that I need to do, and so I can't exactly focus too much time on this one concept, right? Because there's just too many things to be done. So I try to be real, I try to be genuine, and I try to, let's say, take the community on the journey, right? So like I show a lot of my personal life, I show a lot of the preparations, and I want to do more of that as well, because like I feel like that kind of allows people to feel more connected and more attached to the brand, and they people don't buy from brands, they buy from people. And it's super, super powerful. And something that you really need to remember is that you kind of need to be your biggest influencer as a founder. Like it's so powerful and so important, right? To remember that, over time you can scale different things. You can get people that assist you and help you, curate your content as well, to best suits the audience. But as you said, as you grow, you have a wider audience, wider net. So you have to be more careful as well about what you write, what you post. And you can see that from, let's say, the most influential founders out there at the moment. Let's say when you look at Luca Netz and what he posts, he's very meticulous about what he posts and what he writes about. It's not, just like anything that comes to mind he blurbs out. It's very thought out, and same like with, I don't know, Cab from Klanos, like it's quite structured and it's thought out, right? So over time you need to put more effort into it, and you need to surround yourself with great people that will show you and that will have the right experience as well. It's I know, let's say, a variety of different things, but I'm definitely not an expert, and I like in a lot of the things. So like I like to surround myself with people that know more than me, right? Like there's this important saying, like, if you're the smartest guy in the room, leave it as soon as possible, right? So try to get some good talent and try to surround yourself with people that actually know more than you, right? So summing up, don't overthink it. Take the people on the journey, and don't be afraid to show yourself who you are. I never understood that in Web3. It's just it's one of your most valuable assets that you have. It's like, if you're, let's say, an interesting person, if you're not boring, and if your life is quite entertaining, show it. It's because it's so valuable. It's like, it's priceless, I think.
Yeah, I agree with you. But that's
I love your content because of you, right? Like when I look at your content, I can see you. I can see, let's say, the goofy side of you, the fun side of you, and then just like I like you as a person, right? So let's say that's why I'm interested, right? Because of that.
I'm super like a person this way because it's completely hard for me to collect right people, but I met them and I appreciate them so much, and I try to stick with them, because I know that for sure. For me, it's hard to find new people, so I will like loyal to them because I just know that it will be hard for me to find something like this, and I'm really lucky to meet in the Web3 good people. But at the same time, like you said, my content's pretty raw, and it's different from the others because I show myself. I'm not like afraid to sing, for example, on my spaces. I don't shy to do some
I need to
stupid
invite them, by
stuff.
the way.
Yeah, and I even like made most of my audience on memes and of my suffering because I broke up with a guy. So I know that my people stuck with me because they know me and they know this my part of me. But at the same time, for me, and like it's interesting for me. Is it the same for you or not? For me, because of this like high level of openness
Yeah.
to people, I not like I feel like for me it's harder to look seriously in this space, and I all the time like work on it, and I'm all the time in my head. Even if I have like huge wins in something like big collaboration, you think I'm happy? I never happy. Like okay, I can be happy like when I went from some stream or something like that. I made post like I just made this collaboration, something received money or something like that. Then at the moment after it, I'm like, I do not enough. I do not have enough. I need to prove myself further. I need to do this and this and this level of anxiety. Crazy. Is it the same for you, or like
Of course.
you?
I mean, of course, it's like, you're constantly looking what's next, right? So, and I guess, you need to be a particular type of person to become a founder. you know, it's quite an interesting, let's say, task that you need to carry out. You know, it's definitely not easy. That's one, but like you just need to be hungry, you know, because you can burn out so easily in this space, right? It's constant. It's 24/7. And you know, you have to do the same things over and over, so you really need to be a determined person, and you need to know the why. You know, why are you doing this? Because if you don't have a strong why, and you know, some tough times come, you know, you're gonna leave it. You're not gonna stay, right? You're just gonna say, oh, to hell with this, you know. It's I don't want to do it anymore. And so like your why needs to be really strong, and you really need to be hungry for it, right? Like you really need to want it, like really want it, you know, like grab it by the neck and just, you know, squeeze it and say, I want it, you know, like, yeah. So you just need to want it more than others, right? Because there's just so many people here, so many people fighting for attention. So you just need to want it more, and you need to prove to the rest that, you know, you're serious about it, right? That you really actually care, and you will do everything possible to actually achieve your dream, right? So
How
yeah,
you how you prove it? How you prove it to a project, like big project with who you're working right now? Because I know that you reach like Chimpers. You like just announced a collaboration with them. You work with Persona. I know that you're preparing a lot of big stuff. So how you prove them that you are worth it? Or
yeah, I mean, you know, like I have seen loads of smooth talkers in Web3, you know, like proper salesmen, people that can really talk, right? But then when it comes to acting,
Mhm.
not so much, right? It all kind of stops on the talking. And I know that you've seen people like that as well. You know, I may not be the best salesman in the world. I may not be the best talker in the world, but I act, right? Like that's something that life has taught me, like in business as well, is stop thinking, start doing, because it's the doing that is gonna, you know, grow you as a person, that is gonna lead you closer to where you want to be, right? Like, and just act on it, and then, you know, evolve it, make it better, or, you know, even go another way. But until you actually start doing something, you're not going to go anywhere. So I guess some of the founders out there have seen, let's say, my dedication, and, you know, like even with the Booga mascot, the Nomad in Paris, I guess, you know, Insight saw that as well, Persona saw that.
Yeah, I'm so sorry that I missed it for real. Like I really like sorry that I missed this Paris event because I
No
feel like
worries, no
it's
worries.
so cool. And what you did, it's so unique again, and you show your uniqueness again. You know, because no one like I never saw like someone did the same. It was so cool. Yeah, sorry.
There's still a film coming out. So I actually made a film from the whole event. Oh, not from the event per se. We made an actual movie, Nomad in Paris. So he comes out of a portal and he learns as he goes along. So that will be released in the next few days, maybe a week or so. So yeah, that's gonna be quite cool. It's a 2 minute movie about the Nomad, how the Paris changed him, but how the Nomad changed Paris too. So yeah, so there was quite a lot of things that we had going on there, and it was all on my head, you know, trying to arrange all of that, you know, financially as well, you know, just all out of pocket. But yeah, it's something that I'm proud of, you know, and it's, I guess the coolest thing about Web3 is that you get to do so many new things, you know, things that you never did before, you know, just things that are totally new, right? Like you wouldn't dream of yourself doing it, right? It's just like, damn, is it me running around Paris, with a big Booga mascot, Nomad, carrying it everywhere, and getting this French guy to wear it all the time. He was knackered, like he was, after those few days, he was literally, like his back was twitched, and and he was a strong guy, but I was quite lucky with him. But yeah, it was so much fun, and just something new. I felt alive, like I truly felt alive while doing it. And yeah, get out of your comfort zone. That's something that I would recommend to everyone. It's
That's true. I feel you feel the same as me, that people right now, I feel like from the one side, of course, I feel sorry because I see like my 21 years old was wild. There was wild.
I can
I
imagine.
mean, and I mean it.
Imagine.
But now people in 21, they build in the influencers career with crypto, like they earn good money and everything, and I'm like, damn, oh my god, I should do the same, like I feel sorry that I'm not on their place. But from that another side, I see they're stuck in front of computers and
Yeah.
they don't see a real life at all, and I'm so happy that I had this period of real life and everything, how you working with people IRL, how you communicated, how you faced with very harsh situations IRL, and it built your character. And I
Oh,
feel like it missed right now somehow. I don't know. But what I wanted to ask you also is. How to build all these good intentions, and at the same time desire to earn money, which is super logical, right? But how to like combine it, and isn't it like to not like from one side I'm so creative, I want to do this and this and this, from another side I understand like, okay, so stop, I need to earn on it. And sometimes my desire to earn on something spoil my actual work, because when you think about money too much, it becomes spoiled in you and your ideas and everything
yeah.
is fucked. And then you're like, okay, better I will be creative, and you're like, so how you manage to
Um, like, great advice I got back in the day from one of my best friends that is a very successful entrepreneur was, don't try to do everything yourself. Find people that are good at what they do and work with them. Like, you don't have to do everything yourself. So, some of the best companies out there are usually the ones that have, one person that is the more creative one, and then the second person that is more focused on, okay, how can we actually make money on this? And then you combine it together, and you have the dream team. So maybe for you, what would be good, not sure, is maybe having someone that you partner with that is more focused on one thing. You could focus on the creative thing, and he or she could focus on, okay, how can we integrate this to make you more cha-ching, I don't know, it's just an idea, but it's difficult, right? Obviously it's difficult and to be creative. So like for me, I am like more the, let's say, guy that comes up with all of these crazy ideas, and then James is like, okay, calm down a bit, like let's think for a second. Okay, let's do this, let's do that. Okay, that's a great idea, but maybe later, so it's kind of like, you need to kind of have that other person that you can bounce off ideas from, and just not to lose yourself in it, because it's easy to have just these and tunnel vision. You're just going straight, you can see the end goal, but seeing that you're running over muddy, dirty waters and buried bodies and stuff. It's you just need to have someone that will kind of wake you up from time to time and just say, okay, let's rethink this. Okay, where are we going? Why are we doing this? Why do we need this? Why do we need that? And kind of start with why. Like it's something that why would someone be interested in it? Why do we actually want to do it? Why will it be worth it? I always kind of start with why, and you'll end up in the right place, I feel like, and it will kind of let you guide you a little bit. I don't know, but it's not easy. It's not easy. It looks so nice, right? Like it's just when you see, let's say influencers and stuff, but it's a lot of work. It doesn't happen like this, right? It's something that people got to certain, let's say, places because of their drive and persistency, right, and determination. So it's doing something day in and day out.
Who, in your opinion, easier achieve success? What qualities make you easier achieve success? What is it?
To achieve success, I mean, what is success, right? At the end of the day,
Your goals, any goals that you have, like.
yeah, because I guess people interpret it differently. Like when you look at all of the most successful founders out there, entrepreneurs, I'm not talking about Web3 only, is the ones that never gave up. Like the ones that were persistent and kept on either evolving their product until they actually found product market fit, or the ones that just kept on changing until they actually found what they're good at or whatever. So it's like, all of my friends that have successful businesses, they had a few ones that failed prior, right? Even Zagabond, like I believe they had a few ones that didn't succeed right before Azuki. So, and then Azuki, blew out, right? So massive respect for him for pushing for that, and persistency, determination, drive. You will outlast the best talents out there because you'll just keep on going. When Booga's video game. Yeah, we'll see. I've got talks with a cool gaming studio that I wanted to already.
For real?
Yeah, but it's nothing big. I was thinking just of doing let's say small games, but yeah, I didn't mention it to James yet, so he will
Think maybe you can build something on Say, because I know that. Okay, so I need to tell you, I really because you supported me and with my content, I like wanted to support you and mint this baby Boogas, but I was literally trying to understand how to do this, how to like you minted it for some new chain that I love new chains. I earn good money on airdrops, I do it all the time, but I'm like, okay, I don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you. So, one of the things that we wanted to really focus on is with the main mint is to make it as easy as possible for people to be able to join, right? So the main mint, you will be able to mint in Solana with any Solana wallet, or export or Multiverse X, right? So it's going to be fully open. Most people, I guess, dabbled in meme coins on Solana, so I don't think there's anyone out there that doesn't own a Phantom wallet at this day, right? So that's pretty unique, I would say, for our chain. So we're taking away the barrier of entry, and then afterwards, it's much easier to onboard someone later. Once they've actually done something, or whatever, they're onboarded already to the brand. So then it's easier to onboard them to the chain itself. And obviously.
Yeah. It's even harder to sell something on new blockchain. That's how I stuck with many new projects, because I don't know how to sell it. So I'm like, I'm just member of your community, okay? Because I just too lazy.
I fully get that, and it's we have to onboard people not only to our brand but also to the chain, right? So that was the main reason why we fully integrated Solana into it, because that way we can do all of the whitelists through Solana wallets, we can do all of the collaborations. Otherwise it would be really, really hard to get, people, okay, you can get a whitelist, but first you need to download this new wallet, you need to learn how to use it, you need to send, money to it, and then you will be able to, mint on a totally new platform. So Booga's game on the way, wisdom. No shit, that's gonna
Serious.
start.
Just
Why
check
is we're
today, okay?
standing desk? Hmm?
They supporting a lot of games, and we need games on say. If you will make game on say, it will be huge. I promise.
Yeah,
Try.
yeah. We can work
Biggest,
something out. Like,
listen, big, like one of the biggest gaming communities. A lot of guys like on say like gaming so much, but we don't have enough games right now. And
mhm.
you will enter the space at first. You will receive say support, financial support. Secondly, you will receive community that want to play game. New community that will stuck with you in the future.
Yeah, I mean, doing a game that is multi-chain and focusing on a few different chains, that would be cool.
I love it.
I've got a really cool idea for a game, for a very simple game, uh, but yeah, it's yeah. We'll see what James has to say about it, but yeah, I've got a few things that I'm working on at the moment. Just like when I get bored of stuff and I just want to focus my mind on something else, like I did a concept of Booga Radio.
Oh my God.
Booga Radio. It's actually came out pretty cool. Let's say the first try, first attempt. So I've got quite a interesting concept for that, and that will probably come at some point as well. I feel like you kind of in the Web3 space, at least, products are
Bigger cereals.
different. Yeah, no, no, no.
I love your community. That's brilliant. Look.
Well, I guess it was already mentioned previously. So like we would really love to do Booga Coffee. And one of the ideas that we have for the marketing campaign and all that is doing, I don't know if you saw this, but Mr. Beast did an amazing campaign with his chocolate, how he
Yeah.
went all over the world and tested all of this, all of that. So we kind of would love to do something similar with coffee. I think it will be pretty cool. But we're still, like I said, under day zero. So like you just need to focus so we don't kind of lose it. Like there's a lot of things that still need to be done now. Just to even fully mint out and do that steps and just grow out the Web2 socials. Get a full team for that and start growing that out and then all of the products. But it's pretty exciting. Like the future, like it's when I look at it, it seems unreal, but like based on like previous experiences, I know that it's all doable. Like it's nothing. We're not trying to do something that is unachievable. We're not trying to do something that is borderline crazy. All of it is actually doable, and I think it will be a pretty fun ride. Like there will be a lot of stress, a lot of emotions, a lot of ups and downs. I guess roller coaster, but yeah, it should be not fun nonetheless.
I have new task for everyone who's among listeners and who watching us right now. Guys, you need to create new. I like your ideas about Booga. Please write just more ideas. Booga Radio, Booga Serious. That's my favorite. To be honest.
But we need something healthy. No, like if you're gonna come up with some cereal, okay, it's like I don't want to create something that is bad for others. So like
Yeah.
Booga Funko Pops, that doesn't sound good for you at all. That sounds like cereal with some, I don't know, some extra addict additives that make you hallucinate or something. I don't know. Just kind of that's how it sounds like. Anyway.
Yeah, okay, but let's go to the BLITZ, the final part of our conversation. We're almost the final, and still, like, look, I have audience, right? I have like 18 k people who follow me, but having audience, it's not the same that having community.
Of
It's
course.
like different stuff. So tell me, like, or for the person who just thinking about creating community, 3 points, what you recommend to build community, exactly community, three important stuff. How from audience start to build community, what it should be.
Okay, so this is definitely a hard one. One, like the most important one, like the community needs to have something that they are attracted to, something that actually brings the people together. So that's this what you're actually building, what you stand for, your brand, right? So that is the core. So make sure it's a good core, and people can actually really vibe with it, and you give them the right tools so that they can really see themselves in it, right? So like that's the I think that's one of the most important things, like just giving them that one thing that they can center around, and make it give it the full focus. Don't the minute you start speaking about money, about financials, about the floor price, let's say, of an NFT and stuff like that, that's like I see it as that is the minute you start losing, and that's almost like the minute you lost, because you shift the focus and attention from the art, from the story, from the characters, and from everything you're building to just the one thing, to the financials. Okay, so the minute the floor price goes down, or talking about NFT projects here, vibe goes down, and everything just falls apart, everybody leaves. So if you create a community that is actually there, for the story, for the fun, for all of the stuff that you're bringing to the table, that actually makes their lives better, that makes them feel better about themselves, makes them be able to grow as a community, like give the community, give the people that support you the right tools to be able to grow and to support them back, right? Like the more you give out to the people and the more you help, the more they will help you as well, and the more they will feel a part of the community, right? So like I know I'm kind of talking about everything here, but
No, no, it's good. It's good. Like at first, give the common idea that will unite people.
yeah,
Like wisdom wrote, like giving them purpose.
yeah,
Secondly, you said give them useful tools to develop this idea. Give them like this. Yeah, something. Help them
yeah,
to
yeah.
develop it.
Allow them to grow, basically, as humans, as individuals, as content creators, you name it. Just give them the right tools, and yeah, it's super paramount for that, to be able to happen. And one thing that I strongly encourage everyone is like the way you are, the way the team acts, and the way that the founders behave, the way they represent themselves, the way they talk to people, etc. It all trickles down, right? Like it all goes down, and then the people see it, they act in a similar fashion, right? So like if you're a total dickhead, let's say, to people, or if you don't behave in the right way, others will see it, and they will not listen to what you're saying, but they will be doing what you're doing as well. They'll be copying, right? So if
Mm.
you lead by example, and you foster this appreciation, this help, and this, let's say, this way of attitude inside of the community, others will follow suit as well. Others will copy it, and you will attract the right kind of people as well, because you will attract
Is
similar
it right
people.
kind of people? Is it right kind of people? Because I noticed, when I do something, some people copying it, they don't mention it, and most over, they started to dislike me, even if they copying me. That's weird stuff. Is it good in your opinion? Tell me, because definitely you see the same on your towards you and your project all the time. How you think it's a right people? It's a good stuff.
It's hard. It's that's a hard one. It's there's everything, I guess, that allows you to grow is good, right? So like if you take something out of it, if it allows you to grow as an individual, as a person, then definitely it's good, right?
Wait, so haters helping you grow too? It's a good stuff too, because
I mean,
I noticed that it's good, you know. Of course, at first it's stress, you know, but then you're like changing, you outgrowing, and you like, thank you,
I mean,
haters.
if you don't have any haters, you're doing something wrong, right? Like I can give you this example. Like I finished my this hostel concept, Booga Students, right? And I uploaded it for rental. And there were some people that didn't like the price that I put it up for, but I know how much it's worth. Like I know that I'll find the right people that will pay enough to live there, right? But like the amount of people that were saying like, "Oh, this is ludicrous, you're crazy," like you're just trying to make tons of money for nothing and stuff like that. There was just so many people critiquing and just saying that this is a bad idea or whatever. But in reality, they were just butthurt that they couldn't afford to stay there, right? So you're doing something right, so I guess if you're doing the right moves, the right things, you will always find haters, and it's just the way it goes, so you just kind of have to have tough skin, and be able to not take it personally, right? And Frank Digos was always a superstar at all things, let's say FUD. He would always turn the FUD into a meme almost. Like
It's
just
true.
take the post, take the tweet, and turn it into a meme. And then all the D-gods would make a meme and laugh about it. So it's definitely something that he was really good at. I mean, still is good at, I guess. So don't take things personally and kind of go with the flow, and just know that some people, will not support you, and that is fine. It's just the way it is. People will be people. You don't need to have the support of everyone. And then some people just can't stand looking at others' success, right? So, there's this one good story that I heard is when you're young, right, and you tell people about your dreams and stuff, like they love hearing it, right, because they can feel like they will achieve those dreams as well. But once you talk about your dreams or stuff that you've done already, they haven't succeeded, they haven't achieved their dreams, you remind them of all of the dreams that they had and they didn't manage to succeed at. So it's, and people obviously hate that, because it makes them feel bad about themselves, right? So it's just something to remember. It kind of depends on the situation, depends on the people you're talking with. If the people around you can still see themselves succeeding at their dreams, they will support you because they can still see themselves achieving their dreams. But the minute they are totally cut off, or they can't see it happening anymore, then they will be jealous, and they'll be hateful. So it's easy to write, it's easy to comment, it's easy to say, oh, this is a bad idea or that's a bad idea. But to actually do the things, to take the responsibility, to take the pressure of it all, and actually, trying to achieve something, trying to build something, it's something totally different, right? Like it's just, you can't compare it, and also everything seems simple from a perspective, after some time has passed, you're like, oh, that was a bad idea. But until you actually do certain things, until you actually try something, you don't know 100%, right? Like, obviously some ideas are better, some are worse, but at the end of the day, you don't know exactly what's going to work. And and it's just everything
Definitely.
changes.
100%. Like, do something and think to do something. It's completely like
Of
different
course.
stuff. And a lot of people that I know, that a lot of people, they imagine themselves doing something, and they think like they can talk about this, you know. But for example, from my side, from my perspective, because I'm like working with it, a lot of people like writing how to write content, and
Mm,
it's not actual content. You can tell how to create content because your
yeah,
content, how to write content, right?
yeah,
But and a lot of examples like this, like, thinking about something, it's not being an expert in it. You need to yes, to like I many times say, broke your bones completely to create like new from the silver, from the steel, it's
yeah,
like the
100%.
process. Yeah, so it's really wisdom. It's not about you. I know that you are amazing content creator, and I told you it many times that you actually write content, and you write big posts that I like to read. So it's not about you, okay? It's definitely not about you. Don't really worry about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
So
there's
yeah.
a lot of people like that, like even at school, like when you look at school and how low quality it was, at least for me. Like, my teachers weren't bad, but what did they really know? Like they didn't actually live it. They didn't do it. They didn't, like when you're talking about, I don't know, business and stuff like that, like or other things, until unless you've actually done something, you're just in Polish we call it teoretic. Jebany teoretic, it's like he's got book knowledge, right? But it's having book knowledge and having street knowledge is something totally else. But anyway, it's same with Web3, like. But anyway, yeah.
Web3 full of it. I super agree with you.
Mm.
So tell me what I need to avoid now, like what I need to avoid in community building to not fail in it. Because like as I told you, I created this my community on X because I saw like, some people doing it and some people like, posting, but it's still pretty empty in every community. Then I check and I don't know what to do with it. Some people like reached me in DMs like, I will help you to build this community, and I'm like, I don't know what to do, guys, right now. So what mistakes I should like, maybe I already do
I
mistake with it.
mean, I would probably say, okay, focus on the big picture. What do you actually want it to become in the long run? Right? Like say, what do you actually want it to become? And then work backwards to what you actually need to do today. Like one thing I could definitely see working really, really cool is like if a bunch, let's say, of really cool content creators like yourself that are, let's say, more open and show their life and show themselves, teamed up together and formed a content a creator a community on X for like-minded individuals, and especially for people that are, let's say, outside of Web3 as well, and grow it that way, with more people rather than just yourself. Like for you yourself, I think it would be really hard to build it, because it would need to be something bigger than yourself, in my opinion. Like even for us, notice like the X community, the way X communities work, because it's not like a group chat. Obviously, it's something totally different. It's a new animal, let's say. We want to build it with other, let's say, people that are respected and known in the NFT space, right? So we don't want to do it ourselves, because we know that it's not gonna work the way we want it. We won't be able to get enough people there just for Boogas, right? So at least not now. So yeah, summing up, I think, just like having that goal of what you actually want to achieve with it, like what's the end goal, right? And then what do you need to do to get there? if that helps. I don't
Thank you
know.
actually for voicing it, because it's really what I felt, but I couldn't, find the experience to describe it. You said like it should be something bigger than you, and it is like this, because I don't like feel that I'm a content creator, I have audience, but I can't build community because I need some idea, something more, something that people
What is
actually.
the community about, right? It can't be only about era, right? Like it needs to be bigger, needs to be bigger than you yourself, right?
Yeah.
So it's like if
How,
I,
how to how it's possible to understand something that bigger than you? How, if you not there yet?
I
Like how?
mean, something that people actually want to believe in, but you just need to ask yourself, okay, what would I like to have the community about? What do I absolutely love, and what do I love talking about all the time, and kind of researching and going deeper into, and and build a community around that. Like there are communities out there for for everything, and I mean like everything. You can find a community, but it's a case of what you actually want to do. What's the community, your dream community about? Like, is it just about you, or is it about something that you want to, um, you know, um, what is it that you actually want to build? Like, about what will it be about? So that's just the main purpose of it, right? There needs to be something that holds the people together. Like in real life, it's different because let's say you have friendships and stuff, but in Web3 or in the internet, there needs to be this glue that holds everything together, right? This reason for people wanting to join. But I could definitely see a community on X where people learn about content creation and Web3 in general, because this will only grow, right? There will be more people interested, and we have, let's say, a lot of knowledge that others don't, and there's going to be a big, let's say, learning curve for a lot of people that will want to come into this space. So yeah, but I don't have the answers for you, but I'm more than happy.
Brilliant. It's brilliant answers, and I really appreciate this conversation. You are such a different people with OSF, with who I talked on Monday, because he literally told me he has no haters. He have no haters. He like completely different from the side of his experience of life. And like I so appreciate that I, as a content creator, can talk with different builders, and you take this one from this person, this one from
Yeah,
another person.
that's
And our conversation today is so useful for me, because I feel like we more matched with our personalities with you. Like I'm more matched with you. Like I totally understand what you're talking about, and it's like yeah, it's really useful for me from the community building side, because I definitely, you have authority, for me in it, because you actually have big, cool, vibing community around you, and it means that you have energy, you have charisma. And yeah, my last here thing is my usual blitz, and I will ask you quickly. You can answer quickly or explain some answers.
no
And
problem.
uh, it's yeah, very interesting, by the way, to me, to see this thing, full doxing or full undoxing for you. You can choose only one.
Full doxing.
Full doxing. Do you feel like this privilege in front of undoxed founders for you, like it gives you more attention, more trust, that you are doxed?
It allows me to grow a much deeper connection with people, and especially over time, it's gonna be something much more powerful.
Hmm. Okay, full centralization or full decentralization?
Decentralization.
Decentralization. Okay, okay, that's interesting. $1 million or your project, and you can build another project with $1 million.
Definitely my project. I've put
Okay.
effort into this.
And the last, what? Because I'm do this music spaces. What's your favorite song that really motivate you, or just follow you all your life, or just your favorite song?
I've got quite a lot, but let's say I love my old school hip hop. So like my even like some of the 50 Cent songs from the old school, or Snoop
Yo.
Dogg and Dr. Dre, uh, yeah, Easy and all of that stuff. So that was kind of like what I grew up on. I was like 7 years old listening to hip hop on videotapes, that were underground and recorded and smuggled. So yeah, so I'd say that, but let me play one thing if
Let's
I
go.
find it. But I don't have my phone connected at the moment. But
I
it
really feel like
it
it's not just like that, you know. I feel this two interview that I had on this week, you guys match so much in my head right now.
this is like a song that I started listening to a few days ago, and it just really hits it for me. But if we just think about the good, the bad, we can tell us us, no matter what. I got someone on the inside. Anyway, it's just gave me dope vibes the last days. I was just kind of listening it on repeat, just that I've got summer on the inside.
Can you drop
That it kind of
can you drop the name of this song so we could release on it? You can do it.
yeah, sure. Summer on the inside, Warner
I will
case.
definitely add it to my playlist. By the way, yes, I on the Monday I forgot to ask OSF about his favorite song. Damn, it would be interesting too. I love that we have this
Um,
personal connection like this, and yeah, I myself will try to make some music. I think music is very important for you. Music is important, by the way. In-
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I kind of hit a blank there where when you asked me, I started thinking about all of the different genres and all of my favorite music. But yeah, like I listen to music all the time, and like it powers me up. It gives me great energy as well. Just gives me many it gives me just the power, like it just gives me a good attitude. Like if you start your day with some good tunes and you tell yourself that today is going to be a good day, the day is going to be good, right? So it's all in our heads, whether we're happy or we're sad, or if we feel motivated or unmotivated, it's all in our heads, right? It's all a case of convincing ourselves that today is going to be a good day. And the more you think that way, the more you're positive about life, the more positive things come your way, because you're just attracting positive vibes and positive things. It's just, you bring those people that think like that as well closer to you. And I guess, life turns out okay. so yeah, that's definitely my way of life. Like I've always been a very, let's say, a person light-hearted by nature, and kind of having a positive approach to
Mhm.
life, to things that everything's going to work out and everything is going to be fine. And it always worked out for me. I was quite lucky in life, I guess. But every time when I had, let's say, a 50-50 chance of things going bad, things always went my way. So yeah, I can't complain. But yeah. Yeah, I guess that's it.
I like your attitude, and yes, it's really it was a pleasure to talk with you about stuff. You know, you will leave the space, and I will talk with guys. We will gossip about you a bit. I will tell my opinion about this interview. I like to do this. I started to do this only recently, and only the last thing I want from you is to record message to yourself in a year what you want to tell to yourself, and then year after
Oh, that's
you will
cool.
be maybe back to this part, and we'll rewatch and we'll see how wait, I will put
Mm,
this wait, you on the back. Okay.
okay, what do I want to tell my future self? Um, you better make sure that all of your sacrifices and everything that you're doing at the moment are worth it. Because if they're not, I'll come and hunt you down. Do everything you can to achieve your goals. Otherwise, what's the point, right? So, if we stop going forwards, we go backwards. So don't stop, keep going. You got this.
I love it. It's like be on another side of the mirror and see how person talk with themselves. So yeah, it was. Thank you. I hope you will do everything great, and I believe in you so much, and definitely bullish on you
Thank you.
and your project, and will support you further, of course. So thank you for this amazing interview. Give us a time to
Thank
gossip
you.
with guys. And
Thank you.
yeah, thank you for your
Bye.
attention. Bye bye. Yeah.
Bye.
Keep going, my man. You're going. Achieve it. Yeah. Let me remove. Yeah, guys. So, unexpectedly, because today I literally thought that Booga's dance. I don't know what is Booga dance. If I knew, I think we need Anastasia for dancing. Booga dance. She's amazing. But I thought like today we'll have a lot of questions because, guys, ROK is an amazing community builder, and I'm surprised that you didn't use this opportunity. Maybe because you already asked him about everything, but still, I thought we will learn something together. We will ask him about how to build this and that, and it will be more like lesson, like teaching session or something like this. Uh, Another thank you so much, Ira. I love you so much. I want to have you as a guest or as a speaker someday. Definitely, I love you so much. Amazing energy, amazing artist. Yeah, but today, unexpectedly, absolutely unexpectedly for me, it's become a great conversation about everything on much deeper level than I expected. So we talk about community building and everything, but touching the most important layer of yourself, like how to it's more about how to rebuild yourself and your vision to become a person who can build community, not just build community from nothing, without experience, without everything. Just I thought my I will ask some questions, he will answer, and I will understand something, but it's actually about listen person and understand how he's thinking, to like take the same patterns of behavior to you. Look how he care about community, and I see this, this person is actually know what he's doing. He treat people as he want to treat his dreams, because he understand, from these people, from this project, his dreams depends, because not because he depends from their money, their investment or something like this, but because he has so many plans on this community, radio, like camping, like this and this and this, and he understand all these plans, it's super real to do. All these plans is possible to realize only if you will have strong community, people who actually will be interested in it. And from watching from this side, knowing him as a person, how he's thinking, how he's what he's a person. I understand why he has such an amazing community, not because he built community, but because he's building his dreams and want to like connect people with the same vibe around, who will be the same, like who will receive the same pleasure from his dreams as he do it. And that's the biggest gift and the biggest lesson from this interview. Like find, like, think about your dreams when you want to build community. Think about your dreams, what you want to create, what you enjoy to do, and then think who else will enjoy it and how to attract them, not to you. Like who the real Nakamoto wrote to here, like you need to disconnect your ego. Yes, and this about that. What is bigger than you? It's your dreams, it's what you want to achieve. And by not thinking about profit or money or something like that, but thinking about your dreams and how to attract people to your dreams, to make this world better and more interesting and more fun and everything. That's the biggest community building thing that we can learn from today. And I really enjoyed it, and I enjoyed how you like notice when I like was following my plan, when I was asking him all these questions, how you did that, how you did that. No communication with community. People like literally was just writing Uga Booga, and that's it. As far as I stopped playing this game that I like was built for myself, like this, I stopped watching at my questions, and I start just and I was just involved in conversation with him as a person. People start to communicate naturally. You guys start writing your question, your conversation, your ideas, only when you could hear him as a character, as a real person, not when I asked my questions. And that's the biggest the biggest lesson of all this interview. So uh amazing. Like if yeah other interviews may be like useful from one side, right? For example, like I literally was waking up today super anxious, and I was rewatching my Monday interview with OSF, because he was like, he teach you how to be chill and how to build in his way. I'm so grateful. But this time I will rewatch this interview when I will want to back to myself. And that's the strong side of this interview, that it connects you not with your goals to create community, to create X community, to create like Discord or something, like to create like people around you, to focus people on your small content. Like it's nothing is important is your dreams. And this interview back you to your dreams and to your purpose perfectly. So I will upload it on YouTube. It will be on X still. On Abstract doesn't save videos, but still, you can watch the other interviews on my Abstract when time will come. And I'm just super happy and grateful that we had such an amazing conversation today with ROK. And I see his people, how they involved and why they involved into this amazing community. So thank you all, guys. We have almost 400 people on this interview today, and it's definitely deserve much more. So on YouTube with time, I hope people will back when they want to just, have breakfast, have their dinner, watching something on YouTube. They can put on this interview. And if you have someone for who you can recommend to watch it, who is ask the same question about community building, this is the best video. This is the best answers. It's not on the surface. It's about, your true self. and how your dreams connected with other people. So yeah, see you on Tuesday. Actually, tomorrow I will do another. Yes, tomorrow I will do my space where we singing. Drunk space will be tomorrow, not on Friday this time. And yeah, bye bye.